there you go. We gotta start now, Geek, with the free practice. 20 minutes of time for players to get used to the map. What are the expectations? Maybe something like the storyline from Quick will continue if he can extend his lead and solidify his first position?
I guess we'll see. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen him connect on the server. Maybe I was just not paying attention too much while we were talking as we're loading onto Rocky Pass. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time on my side, but already the scenery looks absolutely amazing. And yeah, lots of banking, let me tell you. It's kind of like the... there's a lot of sections which kind of feel like turn one of Daku Raceway with a lot of camber, a lot of banking that will allow you to carry so much more corner speed as we're making our way onto free practice set to begin, well, in a few seconds. There it is, 20 minutes of practice starting now for all the players to get a grasp of their fuel consumption, of their tire consumption as well, to try and establish a strategy over the course of the 40 laps that we're going to be racing around here. Yeah,
40 laps will be played, and we can already see Lingo being a bit cheeky there, going for a DNF and starting from the starting lane and not from the pit stop, because players usually start from the pitting stop. And who am I rooting for? I'm always down for surprises, yeah, let's say like that, to see if players, like for example, someone like Lingo wins, or Stuft, maybe Speedy, you know, not having the usual Wosa win. Wosa is my teammate from Alternate Attacks, so I'm also rooting for him. I just want a close race. I'm happy if everyone wins, let's say like that, as I'm currently following Freezer in this first lap and see how he does.
Freezer?
Yeah, iFreezer.
iFreezer, okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of a tidbit some people might see on stream, but yeah, currently I don't have it. Well, I guess it's because nobody has put in the lap yet, but nobody is showing up on the ranking for me, so I'm just reduced to using the binds, currently following along with Shadony as we go towards the end of the track there, on the way back uphill towards this little chicane.
Wow.
Quick chicane, actually, very, very tight, as we make our way through the final sets of corners with turn 19. Ooh. There we go, another banked corner heading downhill, which can be a little bit tricky to get there. So yeah, let's see if I was right. Yeah, I was right. The pit lane is underneath the... Oh, man. This is genuinely one of the best things I've ever seen, legitimately, in terms of mapping.
Yeah, this looks great. You just go underneath here, but also quite long entry there if you take a look into the pit entry. Yeah. Like that is so long. That's like 3 extra turns, and then the pit lane is underneath here, and also pretty long. So maybe a strategy from Shorty could actually work. But I also thought that this map would be a bit like, it has a lot of like road narrowing, but it has also a very, very slow section throughout the middle. I'm currently following Shoffy right now on P29, but like some of those sections seem a bit slower than I actually expected. So the map is not that fast compared to the previous week map, but you have also a long section here, but then you have an uphill section where you slow down again, but like it's not super fast, but it's like mediocre, I would say, if this makes any sense.
Yeah, like, well, mediocre in terms of what? In terms of like the speed you carry through?
The speed, yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it feels a little bit, it feels a lot more stop and go in a sense where it doesn't really flow as well as particularly some of the rest of the track. I guess that was probably what you were trying to say. As, yeah, we're starting to get the first couple of representative times so far in this practice session. 111.032, dropping into the low 111s. I don't know, in terms of qualifying pace, I'm thinking there's like at least a second left in there. I'm thinking we're going to be dipping into the 109s.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I thought, yeah, maybe we'll be getting a little bit faster in qualifying, like during the first race, and it turns out that I was pretty spot on. We only went faster in the race compared to qualifying, so, you know, I'm going to stick to it. 109.9. That's going to be my pole time prediction. I
go with 108, actually, because...
okay.
I mean, the map is very long, 3.5 minutes, and I'm following Quick right now, and he's already 1 second ahead of his PB, and extends this even, so he can already drive a sub 1:10 time here in this round. And this map is very hard to learn, to be honest. It has a lot of blind sections, but Quick here with the first sub 1:10 time, so we have a faster time already. Okay, actually not. It's not at sub 1:10, but not quite. But he lost a bit of time somewhere, and also now has very good speed here into this corner. Wow, look at that slide. Like, if it flows, it flows. But look, he's 0.7 ahead already, ahead of his PB. Make it 0.8 now. So Quick on a great time right now.
Yeah, quick on the great time. I'm actually following along with him. Maybe I was a bit conservative with my 109 prediction because that is going to be blown out of the water directly from free practice. Oh, tiny bit of a touch there on the entry to the checkpoint from Quick. Deciding to slow down a little bit. So yeah, he's going to be losing all of that advantage that he built up over the course of the first section as we make our way through the third and final sector with that long... It's not a... Some people call it a hairpin. It's just a very, very long 180 left because... yeah, hairpins for me, it has an element of tightness to it, like we see, for instance, on the wildcard maps or the World Cup maps with Twisted, for instance. That is a very much a good example of what a hairpin looks like. Here, it's just a long, sweeping 180 that just goes uphill and then goes back down. A lot of elevation changes. Quick makes his way through turn 19, the final corner, gets a nice middle apex, widens all the way, uses all the track, and there we go. A 109.716 courtesy of Quick there. After this lap, and actually I'm kind of interested to see what the fuel usage is going to be like for Quick. It started at 54 liters left. I'm just going to keep an eye on that throughout this entire lap.
Yeah, let's just focus on Quick again, because I think this gives us a good overview of how the map should be played. A lot of blind turns on this map, and also unconventional turns with like as you said, the banking and all of that, and then the 180-degree turn, but also this turn is super important to get well. I think this just determines all of your speed, and you can see how much Quick is catching up right now, going into the second half of the map here. Quick with a lot of speed. Also not in front of him, but look how much he caught up, like 0.7 of a second there in this section, and now has good speeds here as well. Can still push a bit more, it feels like. But of course you also want to get the racing lines in that you feel comfortable with, as Nano is slowly but surely getting overtaken by Quick, who loses the gear in the uphill. So I think that lost a bit of speed. Maybe you can hold gear 5 there, but that's probably just min-maxing here in the end. But let's see. Quick, 43 liters probably crossing the finish line, maybe 42. So you burn quite a lot of fuel.
Yeah, from what I counted, it was, 42.9, 42.7, so that's 10 or 11.3 liters per lap. I'm noting that down on my notepad. So yeah, given that it is a 100-liter fuel tank capacity, this is going to be like, you can get at the very maximum. If you can be very gentle on the throttle, you can extend to 9. We can somewhat make it to 9 laps. 10 can be very much a stretch, but you have to do a lot of coasting there, which is going to be much more detrimental to your pace than it is going to be beneficial for your overall placing in the long run. So I'm thinking we're going to be seeing for the run-of-the-mill stops is going to be either an 8-lapper or a 9-lapper. It's going to be on the fence.
Yeah, 8 or 9-lapper, but I mean with 40 laps, I would see 8-lappers working out. 9-lapper, maybe if you want to do a 7-lapper and just fully blast it, this could work out. But what about 10 laps? Maybe someone like Shorty can go for 10 laps, as he's also on a really good time right now. Look at that. I mean, Shorty, minus 0.8 of a second here. So this looks really good from the German player. He always goes, and talk with him in voice about that, he always goes for those unconventional strategies that are not faster, but just are more fun. And I think on this map, it could work out because the pit lane is so long.
Yeah, the pit lane is very long. Yeah, I feel like we could... I think if he can extend it to 10 laps, well, on fuel he can make it a 3-stopper. Now, one thing I want to try to watch out for is tire usage. Starting at 37%, 109.070 courtesy of Shorty, so 37% at the start of the lap. I'm just going to be focusing on him for now. You can try to focus on some of the other storylines for a little bit. I'm just zoning in on that tire usage just to see, trying to gauge the strategies possible.
Yeah, so I mean, Shorty's probably also good POV because he might enter the pit lane, so that might also be something worth considering. As Marius also is in Division 1 now, has promoted towards that event, or like from last week. It was a very close finish. I think the top 3 in Division 2 was within 1 second, so that's what he told me. And it was just great to see that so many players are actually showing up. We have 46 players, which is very cool, yeah. And also Marius going for a release there in this corner. And also finds himself on 2nd place right now. So Shorty and Marius probably right now in voice. Let me actually check. Are they in voice together? Yes, they are. And Dexter is there as well. So Dexter currently plays Division 2. So we're gonna see Dexter. Like, I really want to know if Dexter sets a faster, like, winning lap than the winning lap in Division 1. You know?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting in the follow. Yeah, already entering the pit lane. So I guess I can gauge. So it started at 37% tires left. He was on 24 now as he enters the pit lane. So 13% of tire usage per lap.
That's
this is yeah, it's a lot, even for like a medium grip profile track that we currently have, just like on Daku Raceway we had last week. So Yeah, at the very most, yeah, this 10 lapper on with that amount of tire usage, you're gonna have to be very, very gentle about how you pitch the car into the corners, trying to refrain from going for too aggressive entries with lots of sliding to get the car set up right for the corner, because this is ultimately what's gonna kill your 10 lapper strategy. And I feel like even though it's doable, it's definitely going to be a real race killer in terms of like overall positioning.
I think so as well. Oh, we also have pit camera here. Wait, I just wanted to check cockpit. That's I'm not sure if it's that good, but there's some cameras. But I think like with this strategy and that you were just, or like with this tire usage, I think there's only one strategy that works out, and that is like the 8 lapper. To be honest, I think there's no really like change in strategy.
For me, eight lapper is pretty much going to be the best bet, like the default option for most players. And if you're feeling a little bit adventurous, you could try to be a little bit more gentle on the tires, so try to go for a 9 lapper. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one to pull off. 10 lapper is definitely suicidal to go for, even though you can somewhat make it on fuel if you have a little bit of a gentler control of the throttle pedal.
Yeah, or what about 7 lapper and then 5 lapper in the end? Because I think it could be very, very hard on in this map, because I think you're gonna crash very easy here if your tires are low.
So 7 lapper, which means you're if you want to go for the extra push, so like 7 lapper and then 5 at the end, so you go for 7 lap, so 7, 20, 14, 21, 28, 35. Man, yeah, so you're trying to go for like a 5 stop.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to offset the pace that you have with the amount of time that you spend in the pits? That's going to be the big question. Yeah. And it's only going to be taking like, you can pull it off, but you have to be like absolutely precise. Like you have to have surgical precision in the way you actually pound in the laps, lap in, lap out, to make sure that you build up enough of the gap to compensate for the pit stops. And this is definitely going to be no small feat. If someone can pull it off in the current field, though, I have to wait and see. This is a bit too much of a gamble to guess who can somewhat pull off that 5-stopper strategy that you were mentioning.
Yeah, because you said 12 liters per lap, right? And if you drive
11.3.
Yeah. I mean, let's just say 11.5. That's better to calculate with. Yeah. Okay, 11.5 times 8. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. If you that is 92 liters.
92 liters, yeah.
Yeah, and then the tire usage was at 30. How was it? 13?
13% per lap. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exceeding. That's exceeding.
That was taking the baseline of shorty, which was almost on a pretty solid lap, which I was guessing was maybe like mid 109, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 13% is basically going to be like the baseline value that we can work for.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So yeah, it's a lot of tire usage and a lot of fuel usage. I mean, the track is pretty long in itself, like a lot longer than when we had on Daku Raceway. That was for sure. Daku Raceway, we permanently went underneath the 50-second mark every single lap. Here, a lap on average is going to be around. I think on race pace we're going to be more hovering around the 111 mark that we've seen earlier on during the free practice, or maybe even below that, towards the 109, 108. So yeah, that's a lot of usage, and yeah, like I guess you can do it, but you have to be very confident in the way you place
107.
107.5 in free practice. We're not even qualifying yet.
Okay, dude. What the hell is that? I think Marius has a good strat here, actually, because there is this the tire grinder corner, I think it's called, the long left-hander that you were also talking about. Maybe you can go in there with not sliding, so that you save.
Oh, you mean the long I think it's turn 16, I think it is referred to.
Yeah, one of the last ones. Yeah,
on the preview, one of the last ones at the beginning of the final sector. It's not. I don't think it's turn 19, which is a pretty short banking, because, yeah, the one I think the one you're referring to is basically the uphill long 180 left-hander. This is going to be one that's going to be a true tire killer indeed. So,
but Marius did a no slide there.
Okay, well that's just going to be making a really big difference, because even like on the tiny slide, you can gain a few percent in terms of tire usage. So conserving as much tires as possible is key. I mean, we say that's more often than not in TMFL, but on this particular section of track, it's going to be exceedingly important.
Okay, now he's sliding, but okay, he did that in the first couple of laps. So maybe some players will do that, but like the tires will wear off very, very fast due to that corner. But I cannot really see any other strategy that you can go for. Maybe some no slides here and there, but I think this will be like the deal breaker on this map, because 8 lappers are like maybe only possible with conservative driving and just saving in 1 or 2 corners. And yeah, well, Quick with a very good time. And we also had a suggestion of like just checking how long a pit stop takes, and that's always very hard to do that. But I mean, we can take a look onto Shorty, what his time will be in the end, and then just add that to that, because Shorty right now is in the pit lane, and then just see how much, or like what his lap will be. We can do that.
Yeah. Well, it's always a bit difficult to like gauge how many
so long,
how much time. Yeah. This is a really long pit entry and a really long pit exit as well. So yeah, pit stops.
We did not know that.
Yeah, 4 liter. From what I gauged, it was like 4 liters per second or something like that. So 4 liters per refresh, which is slightly under a second. So yeah, this is going to be costing, I'm guessing, about 25 to 30 seconds.
Even more, I think. Like,
yeah,
I just follow
more.
Seraph. He entered the pit entry at 4:55, or the 4:56 it was. So look, he's standing now, and
yeah, but penalty in the pit lane.
Yeah, okay. Then we're just gonna add 10 seconds to that, or like just deduct 10 seconds to that. Yeah. So let's just do that. Let's see how that one goes, because he got a penalty now. Also, we have to add a bit of time because he slows down, like 1 to 2 seconds. And then, of course, he has low speed into the next lap. So look how long this takes.
Okay, exit pits now.
Yeah,
there's still like a good, 7-8 seconds until you actually rejoin the track, and you're not even up to racing speed. So yeah, I'm guessing 45 seconds is going to be the amount of time you're going to be losing on the regular in pits. So yeah, the offset looks a lot more dubious, a lot more difficult to pull off on second glance.
45 to 50 seconds, something like that. Yeah, and thank you, Klausi, for noting that down. I'm really interested to see how Dexter performs. But yeah, 106 by Wolsal. Okay. Remember you saying 109?
yeah. My prediction is basically just left on the moon at this point. So yeah. By the way, I'm just gonna take a quick time to shout out. Thank you, Tobo, for the follow. I know it was like a few minutes ago already.
Guys, go follow Geek. Go follow him.
Yeah, if you're not followed already to Mr. LuckersTurbo, what the fuck are you doing with your life? So just to set the record straight. Oh, penalty in the pit lane for I feel like this entry is gonna be a bit tricky, because the way it sets up is that it is a long, like it is like a descending like downhill left, and then followed immediately by like a 180 right, and then you have the pit entry, which is right there along with the speed limit sign. So I think we're going to be seeing plenty of people getting caught off guard when it comes to crossing that pit entry with 130 kilometers an hour on the dot, and plenty of penalties being dished out in the pit lane.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, BMX, aufpassen BMX. But we also have seen a good approach from Wolsan to the pit lane, a left drift into a right drift. This could really pay off. If you brake too much, you're gonna lose a lot of time due to that, because you cannot then do a slide in the next one. So I think we all, like, the pit will be very important here. It's still a very unique track, even though it's like 40 laps. We were like, okay, 8 lap stint, all of that, and no. But then you,
we're like, 8 lapper, you know what? But then we're like, nah, maybe not. Maybe it's like, 8 lapper is going to be still the safe bet. Like 9 lappers, you can do that, but it's still a minimum of 4 stops. You can't do a 3 stopper with how much tire the track eats and how much fuel you use just to go around one single lap. Yeah. So yeah, feasibly, like, you're only going to be doing 4 stoppers. And if you're really a madman, if you want to go for the absolute Michael Schumacher big brain strat, then you try to go for a 5 stopper.
Or maybe you go for 2 6 stoppers. That could also be. Then you go 7-7, then 6-6, and then 7 again. Something like that, maybe.
Okay, so 7-7, 6-6, so 14 plus 12, 30, and then 7, 37. Yeah, I mean, hitting with 3 laps to go, not sure if that one's gonna fly.
Yeah, true. I mean, 7, wait, it made sense in my head. 7?
Yeah,
no, okay.
Lap 7, lap 14, then, plus 12, that would be... Oh, wait. No, that was me, was...
I was like, you could go for 2 6 lappers.
26, then... Oh, yeah, then you pit with 7 laps to go. Okay, yeah, that makes a bit more sense, yeah. Then you just go all out for like a 7 lapper, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was just my quick math being completely wrong again.
But I think this is something that we could see here in this regard. But guys, I mean, only 50 seconds left. I'm currently following Golden Nugget here for that last couple of seconds. Also, Seraph is in there, who did really well.
I don't know if you've noticed it or if you already pointed it out, but Fegley is also on the server as well. So, yeah. Funky Jug is also going to be in there. Let's hope that the race is going to be ending a little bit better for him than he did in Daku Raceway, where
on his back.
we saw him like basically facing the wrong way and yeah, on its head. So yeah, let's hope for a better race for Funky Jug as we're getting started in qualifying with about 30 seconds to go here. Well, 15 seconds in free practice and then a few more seconds in the waiting area. So I guess we can just take a look at how the field stacks up in free practice. Wussal dipping below the 107 mark with a .994. Then Holo in second place in that free practice. Third place for Kvik, P4, Heath P5, Danik B, Shorty, Nano, Fegley, and Speedy completing the top 10 at the end of this free practice session. Everybody's just trying to basically finish their laps now.
Yeah, so that is well said. And who do you think is going to win the qualifier now? Because the first set of points will be distributed among the players. We have 2 laps that we played, 1 flying lap, and the top 30 is getting points. First 20, second 16, third 14, 12, 10, 8, and then down in 1 intervals towards 1 point, which will be rewarded to P number 13.
Okay, so in terms of who I predict qualifying, well, I mean, safe bet, Wussal with that lap that he pulled in. Although, that going for the safe bet might be a little bit of a thorn on the side here because, yeah, Wussal can pull a 106.9, sure, but can he pull that off in a 2-lap succession? That's going to be the main thing. You don't really have that much opportunities. You got one like out lap, and then you go straight for your flying lap for qualifying on the spot for the grid. So I'm gonna have to wait and see if Wussal makes it. But for me, I think Wussal is gonna be hitting on pole. Probably not with the 106 though. Probably hitting maybe 107.5, something like that in terms of pole time. But yeah, I'm thinking Wussal is gonna get it.
I think so as well that we're not gonna see a 106. So Wussal is a safe prediction. You know what? I will go with Fegley. I'll go with Fegley.
Okay.
The American. Dude, I have not seen this name in so long, actually. Last time was like in 2021.
I haven't seen it since, 2021, since Challenger Fall, yo. First ever Challenger season.
Yeah, that was for me also the case. But, I mean, he's in there now. But, yo, you cannot respawn. I think it's not even an option. So if you respawn, nothing happens.
I think even like on the Open Planet plugins that you're allowed to use, one is called Never Give Up, which unbinds your respawn button. Well, no, Never Give Up is about unbinding the retirement button, I think, right? From what the name suggests. But yeah, like if you have respawns are disabled, or if you respawn, it's like instant retirement. I'm thinking it's more like respawn disabled because you don't want anyone like mistakenly pressing the retire button, the respawn button, and then just get put on the side and basically get towed out of the racetrack as we're getting underway for qualifying session. 5 minutes of qualifying here and 2 laps. 1 out lap coming from the pit lane and then the flying lap, of course, to set your position on the grid. Yeah,
I do follow Wussal right now, who crashes into the wall. So there you can see pushing here on this map can be very dangerous, also for the live race. I think this will be a very hectic race that we're gonna see a lot of back and forth between the players. There's of course no car damage or anything like that. You only have to consider your fuel and tire management. If your tires are at 0%, it's tire failure, you will DNF. If your fuel is at 0%, you will freewheel. And if you're at 0, you will also DNF. So you have to reach the pit line before the coasting is going to end. But this will be a great map to watch as Shorty and Muda are right now leading. Lingo's also there, but Wussal still gives us a very good overview over the playing field as Muda makes a small mistake.
Muda making a small mistake, and also Kvik along with the with Shorty up there in the first few spots, so maybe he'll be one to watch out for to set the world ablaze with his qualifying lap. Currently following along with Kvik on my particular perspective. Shorty just ahead of him, trying to maximize as much of the road as he can as he heads on the start-finish straight. Shorty will be setting the first banker time, of course, at 120, but look at the speed that Kvik carries through turn 1 and then through the fast chicane. He's definitely going to be on the flyer here through that first sector. We also see Lingo a little bit further behind in P3 at the moment, trying to follow in the trails of Shorty Shorty and of Quick having to lift a little bit to avoid hitting the wall on the outside just before heading into the first part of the Taridium Cave, as it is called on the top left-hand side of the screen, now through Dreadnought's Drift, and Quick continuing to pile on the pressure. Lingo going so close to the wall. Rocky Pass Speedway. Wosa also creeping back up the perspective of Lingo right there at the bottom of his screen. In the meantime, Quick continuing to be leading up front through the tire grinder, through that long sweeping 180, going through the Hammer Time sign onto Snow Valley, the third and final sector of the track. Also, we see a little bit of a squabble with Shorty, Lingo, and Wosal. Shorty having lost a little bit of time, it seems like, before Summit Climb, and the tight chicane at the exit of Summit Climb right there before the hairpin of turn 18.
Oh, Lingo and Shorty!
For Shorty before Summit's edge. Quick should be able to get the reference time on there. Is Wosal going to be faster than him because he was looking pretty hot? And it's going to be indeed Wosal taking the pole with, I mean, we're not that far off from the 106s. 107.125, courtesy of the Frenchman from Alternate Attacks.
Yeah, great time there, and also insane casting, the Geek. I just wanted to say that. Well done. And there you go. Wosal is in the lead. Who's still playing right now? I think not really anyone. Hollow, Deceed, and I think Wosal will take it. So great prediction there, Tom, as he will win with a 107.12. But very interesting in the ending section here, because there was a gear to hold, and it was Mr. Lingo not holding it, and he lost a lot of speed, also crashed there, but it was crucial for them to just hold that gear, and he lost like 0.5 of a second. So Wosai will win it. Simon Luck will finish here as well, but I do not think that he will play a role here unless he had a good run. But it's a 113, so no, this will not be enough. And there you go. Wosai will win the qualifying, taking home 20 points. Quick on second. So Quick still leading in the total standings here with 10 points. Still ahead. But let's jump into the live race, where we have 40 laps that will be played, and players have to consider their tire and fuel management. And, well, what is your prediction for the race win? Maybe Wosai can go for the perfect score.
Is there going to be like a hat trick for hat trick, fastest lap, pole position, and race win for Wosal? I'm thinking maybe, but I'm thinking also Quick wants to carry forward the momentum that he had in the first race of the season on Daku Raceway. Although, I mean, we're gonna have to see what it looks like on race pace, because I mean, 107s is definitely going to be like upper echelon of race pace, but I'm thinking we're gonna be more closer to the 108s, and it's gonna be who can basically manage the tires as much as they can throughout this entirety of the track. In the meantime, I think we should just do a little bit of a quick overview of the conditions. So yeah, you said 40 laps of racing here around Rocky Pass. A very, very chilly racetrack, in case you couldn't tell from the scenery. 3 degrees of ambient temperature and only an 11% chance of rain. Slightly higher than what we had in Daku Raceway. Medium grip level, that is to say that it's a fairly balanced sort of tarmac abrasiveness profile that we have here on the Rocky Pass. Even though, despite that, we're still using north of 13% of tires per lap if you're trying to go for a moderately fast lap. So yeah, this is going to be a very, very tricky one. As we said, in terms of strategies, we're going to be most likely going to be seeing 8 lappers being the safe bet, but also 7 lappers probably being for Mad Lads in order to push the envelope of what you can do, even 7, 7, 7, 7, and then 5. Or like 7, 7, 6, 6, and then 7 towards the end of it, so that you can actually have a little bit of leeway into how you plan your 5 stopper to go for the ultimate speed. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into the race. Let's go.
Yeah, same. And that was a great introduction there. But guys, again, an update from Patrose, because as also asked in the chat, he's not playing the whole season because he just has so many things to do. IRL, like, you know, he's working 60 hours a week and he cannot make it, and has also business trips and all of that. So there was a message on the Discord, but he's not playing this season, unfortunately. Oops. So that's what is happening. And there you go. So let's go into the race. Yeah, I mean, he's saying, I guess, big credit. What do you have? What is my 462? No, never mind. But no, he's no, there was something else. He's just full-time working and cannot make it. Not 60 hours. Sorry, 60 hours was about like that. Training. He is not training 60 hours for a competition in that way. Yeah, so that was wrong.
That would be a lot of working hours.
Yeah, but I mean, I know people who work that long, but
I mean. That's true. I mean, it does happen, and yeah, but also, I mean, once we were on the warm up, just last time to thank someone that just actually followed and also like took a Prime sub. Well, thank you to 9 to 5 Gamer. We were talking about working times. Thank you very much for the follow, as well as Klausy. Thank you very much. And man, this is such a French nickname. I freaking love it. He was giving me a follow a little bit earlier on. Merci beaucoup pour le Prime. Bois de l'eau, c'est bon pour les abdos. Merci beaucoup en tout cas. And yeah, if you're wondering, it says, yeah, drink water, it's good for your abs. That's basically it. But yeah, with the shell time being over, I think we just hit straight into the race. Well, 23-second warm-up left. We see, well, I see on my perspective, nobody just trying to make a last-ditch practice run towards the pit lane. And yeah, just taking a little bit of time to chill. 10 seconds left to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing yet again in TMFL. Everybody is going to be gridding up. Yeah. Welcome back. Everybody is going to be gridding up right here, right now. And for the second time this season, 1 week on from Daku Raceway, it is time to let the field loose and go racing in a few seconds' time here on Rocky Pass by Krulo. I got a little bit excited. Don't worry, I'm going to get it out of the way in a few seconds' time. We are finally go for race 2 of the TMFL season. The field is let loose, underway.
Let's go into the second race as we have 46 players participating in today's race. So a bit more than last week, which is really great. And let's just follow the leader right now, who's Stufts, and see if he can hold that position as he finds himself lead, but goes for a quite wide approach there, but still at all speed. We see Xera almost hitting the wall there. Quick already in the lead. Will this be another quick show today? Speedy on second place. Also love to see that right now. Wosa also with a good approach there. Muda on that 4th position right now. And Stufts not doing too bad. I mean, the tricky section will come into play here. This leap of faith drift, I would say. Very, very well done from Wosal. Again, back into the lead. Speedy also with a good line, but look at the speed here from Stufts, overtaking all the players here just in front of him. Only Wosal is there to be cleared, but you can also see it. Like a start just standing still is 10 seconds slower. And that is a lot of time that players do sacrifice if they just stand still in this very speedy ending section of the map. And also Vinch not doing too bad. As we will cross the first lap here, Wosal leads the race. Then we have Quick, Stufts, Shorty and Xera behind.
Yeah, so far currently still at top 5, but also Moda not really too far down behind as well. Currently sitting in P6, sitting pretty, and also a very, very huge slowdown from Stufts, who must have hit the wall at the exit of turn 1. Also, we see, I think it was Shorty, going a little bit wide there, trying to go for an alternative line through turns 3 and 4, so that's going to be promoting a few people, and seeing the ranking being shuffled left, right, and center, except for the top 2, who are already making quick work from the field and just checking out up front, and they're completely gone from the sight of Lingo, Xera, and Neuro, currently battling for top 3 honors. Neuro managing to keep it nice and tidy within the track limits before Rocky Pass Speedway, going toe-to-toe with the Canadian from Evo TM in this form of Lingo right now, before heading into the long left-hander of the Tire Grinder. 180 left-hander, and unfortunately for Lingo, doesn't get the proper lineup. He's going to be sticking to the outside and losing positions, touching the wall as well, allowing Vinch to move through into the top 10 positions. Neuro is going to be sitting pretty, but he's also got Mara snapping at his heels, as we're going to be seeing the first representative lap time that we're going to be seeing in the race, potentially a little bit faster for Mosal as he crosses the start-finish straight in the lead of the race to start lap number 3. Quick in second position, ding ding, with a 107.343. There we go. That's more of a race pace that we might have been, well, I was expecting more 108, but yeah, upper echelon 107, we're definitely in that butter zone.
Yeah, but also Muda here with a very good race so far, also driving a 107.9 on 4th position right now, and also behind Quick, Nurovsky, and Wosa. Nurovsky doing really well here, setting the second fastest lap, just behind Wosal, so definitely a good performance from the Russian player from Team Shift. And it's also, maybe, did he also promote? Because I've not seen him last week. Maybe he has been promoted.
Maybe he's been promoted, or yeah, did he qualify for Division 1?
He was in Division 1 actually. So he maybe played last week. I mean, we also focus only on the top 10, but also
that's true.
That's there. And also here, I want to quickly mention this line here. Lingo also failed on the qualifier. So this is quite unfortunate. Also, Seraph now with a mistake, hitting the wall, getting overtaken. But all the players, Shorty's so close to the wall there. He did not crash into it. but he almost did, as yeah, now Seraph drops down to P number 14, I think. But it's too hard to say.
Actually, top 10. Top 10. Oh, no, yeah, top 14. In fact, you were actually right. And I think it was someone a little bit further up ahead, either Mutta or someone else that had a little bit of a moment with the wall. Wardroff, Speedy, and Golden Nugget battling for P6 at the moment. Mutta still sitting in P5, trying to battle tooth and nail with Neuro. But in the meantime, just continuing to spectate Golden Nugget, who managed to keep Wardroff at bay for now. And actually, Wardroff taking a little bit of a backseat in the proceedings, just watching that battle unfold ahead at Rocky Pass Speedway in lap number 4 between Speedy and Golden Nugget. Currently, roughly equivalent speed to the advantage of the Austrian player from Team Evo heading into the tire grinder. Late Apex, going for the second Apex. I like the thinking from Speedy there in terms of the approach to that corner as we're making our way through the final sector right now, heading into the summit climb. And then the chicane, very, very slow from Golden Nugget, allowing Holo from Atlatech to move up into P7. And also, once again, we find Shorty trying to knock on the door of the top 8 positions right here as we're closing in on lap number 5 and another fastest lap with a 107.3 from Mosile. Yeah, tiny but certain gains over the course of the entirety of this race, and I'm thinking the 106 is not that far off.
Yeah, and I think I was pretty wrong here by saying it is a very slow or like a slower paced map than last week, because this one is so fast. Actually, you have so much speed in this. They're just into the next lap all along, and you could have also seen Shorty, like, just it was so scary to see him tailor through that turn, but he still finds himself in that battle for the top 10 position with Danik B. And then we still have Wosal and Quick leading. Xera already 3 seconds behind. So I think we have a new contender for Wosal here by the name of Quick as we go into now already lap number 6. Let's see the tire and fuel consumption, because we gonna go into the danger zone very soon. 37% of tires left here for Quick. Then we have 35% left for Wosal, so that is maybe one turn that is taking a bit different from both players. So this could come into play. Like this could be important. Like those 2%.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be important. And yeah, with the current rate that we are here, following from Quick, 40.8 liters remaining, 34% of tires left. With the sort of average fuel consumption and tire consumption figures that we gathered from free practice, I'm guessing they will be pitting at the end of next lap at the very earliest, because I don't think they're going to be able to extract one additional lap to try and make it an 8-lapper that early in the race with how much they were pushing. Yeah,
I do think the same here, because they're at 29, 27%. We said around 12% of like 11.1 liters it was?
11.3 liters per lap and 13% of tire usage per lap. That's
a lot, 13%. So Quick could barely make it if he maybe does every turn no slide in the next lap, or like in the last lap on lap 8. But we're gonna see how this will work out, as Wolsa gets a really good drift there, a lot of speed. Quick dropped a bit of speed, but has a good approach in this section here as well. And we see still a great fight between them developing, just extending their lead towards Xera and Moda as well. But also Speedy having a good race right now against Shorty and Holo. Speedy with a good line, almost hitting the wall there. That was very close. Then Golden Nugget is behind Seraph, who took the bronze medal in the last race, right now on P9, but still a good race that comes into play. I see no one here in the top 10 going for a pit stop just yet, as yeah, now it's getting dangerous, because the car will behave a bit different now, and if you hit something, this will be detrimental for you.
Yeah, the car is going to be starting to feel really, really loose as you try to enter corners, and then will not react the way you're used to when you actually try to initiate drifts and try to keep the drifts the way you actually want it to navigate around the racetrack. And yeah, the pit stops are going to be definitely coming in from Wosal. 12% of tires left, 11% as he makes his way towards the tire grinder now. Kvik on 14%, managing to conserve a bit more, but not enough really to warrant going for another lap, because as opposed to fuel usage, if you run to 0, if you can coast here in terms of tire usage, hit 0 and it's an instant tire explosion that you're going to be experiencing, kind of like what happened in real life to Formula 1 drivers actually during practice sessions in the Qatar Grand Prix. So yeah, you don't really want to meet that fate if you want to get a good result. Lap 7, it's going to be exit stage left for both Wosal and Quick, just full sending it into the pit entry. Watch out though for the entry into that pit entry. Well done, well managed from Wosal and from Quick, as yeah, Xera will be continuing on for one more lap. He's going to be finishing that set of tires and heading towards the pits on lap number 8, along with Golden Nugget and Shorty at the very least.
Dude, Xera is really aggressive on his tires, and then Golden Nuggets going into lap 8. So that is crazy. And also, it's really cool. The pit entry is there, and you're in the pit lane, and then the player's just driving above you. That is so nice. That is so cool. So we have a lot of different strategies being used here, as we see all the players who have not going for a pit stop. Actually, that's quite a lot, as we might see. And also Adri here, 4.6% of tires left. So 4.4. Oi, oi, oi. Actually, this could be the mud calling here for Adri.
Oh, you were following Adri. I was following on my end. Golden Nugget, I'm like, yeah, that might be a bit too tight on fuel, because in tires it was really looking good. He was looking at 17%, could go for another lap, but yeah, fuel is going to be way too short unless he just does insane lift and coast, World Endurance Championship style, but there's just no way. There goes the top 3 into the pits along with Lingo. No, Lingo decides to extend past lap 9. He decides 10 liters of fuel left though.
Adri, look at Adri right now. I think he will be 0.6% of tires left. P24 right now. 0.4, 0.2, and 0.1.
No, he's not gonna make it. Retires.
Oi, Adri with tire failure, and he's out of the race.
There we go. That was the tail of Icarus right there. Trying to go a little bit too close to the sun. Trying to float a little bit too close to the limit with the tires. And it came back to bite him. And thus he comes crashing down into the water. And that is going to be him out of the running. Lingo on 3 liters of fuel. Now this is just basically going to be entire fuel management. Just sip the tiniest sip of fuel. Just come on. Be frugal, little engine. All right. I know you
will
don't
be
really
coasting.
run on, you don't really work on 3 cylinders all right, but still. Wow, man. He's going to be coasting all the way through to the pit lane. This is going to work out. I mean, 6% of tires left, so he's not going to be able to pull in the Dree. But, yeah.
Here we go.
There he goes. Engine cuts. Slams on the brakes. Watch out for that 130 km/h speed limit. There he goes. And on the accelerator, of course. We'll end on 5% tires, though, so good tire management on the part of the Canadian right there.
Yeah, only lost 20 seconds with that strat. I'm not sure why he goes for a 9-lapper. That does not really bring you anywhere. Like 9, 18, 27, but maybe it's gonna change. Maybe this will be different, but yeah, I mean, Wosa now back into the lead. Quick is behind. And now the pit stop shenanigans have finally concluded, and we also have Quick setting the fastest lap here with a 107.2. So great time, and he also comes closer here towards Wosa. So great approach there from the Norwegian player, who I actually confused with Voyager, but Voyager is not quick. So, like, he's not quick, he's quick in Trackmania, but he's not little quick.
He is quick, but he's not that quick.
Yeah, but
I know what you mean.
Oh my god, Quick! What is he doing? He's already gained 0.3 of a second. We could see a banger of a time here from Quick going into the long left-hander here, the tire grind, and we have a new leader here as well. It is Quick with a lot of speed here, going to the last part of the map. 0.4 ahead. We could see a top time here from Quick if he pulls this one through. Quick with a great drift here as well. Only one more drift there for the Norwegian to set a sub 107 time. Will this be a 106 here? Quick can do it, and Quick will drive a banger of a time here.
Okay, coming onto the start-finish straight right now. Ding, ding! 106.946. We're already much faster than we went. Well, we're getting closer. I think we went on a 0.911, if I recall correct. No, I think it was a 0.99. So we're faster. And Wosal hitting the wall as well, trying to push too hard, catching up to Quick at the exit of turn 4. Ah, that is painful for the Frenchman, but in the process of basically throwing down the gauntlet and setting the fastest lap, also Quick basically just completely shredded through his tires. 51% left compared to 58 for Wosal. That's a bit of a significant gap that will cost you 1 extra lap to extend. I mean, he pit in terms of lap 7. Maybe he's going to try to go for a 6-lapper? Question mark?
Oh, true. He could go for the 6-lapper now already. And maybe he's just very aggressive on his tires. I think this could be very smart from Quick, actually,
Yeah, just thinking of it, saying the word 6-lapper may have brought some PTSD for some Trackmania followers out there. If you followed Trackmania Esports early on in its infancy, then you know what I mean. But yeah, moving on. So yeah, I'm just looking at the pit stop graphs, and yeah, the only man to have done a 6-lapper at the very start, like at the first stint, that was Fegley. That pitted at the end of lap 6. But other times, most of the people opting for the 8-lapper heading towards the back end of the field, whereas the 7-lapper at the start of the stint is definitely going to be the more paid strat, even though Fegley is still hanging into the top 10 with his 6-lapper finish. Well, currently heading into top 12, he might be looking at making it 7-lapper. He's got 28% of tires left, and about 20 liters of fuel heading into turn 3. So if he's a little bit more mindful with the throttle, he can definitely make it to lap 13.
Yeah, I'm just clicking through the stats right now, as we also have the average and best and then penalty and not. Too bad I cannot move that. This would be great if I could move that.
I tried to use it, and both times I had a script error. So, well, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I cannot get rid of it now. I have to rejoin.
Then you basically just go to, well, and it's basically going to break everything. Ask me how I know. So
I just rejoined the server.
Yeah, you have to rejoin the server to kind of reset it. That's making it work.
Sorry, players.
For it. It got played like a goddamn fiddle, just like I was twice already in this stream. But yeah, Fick basically just sprinting away, taking advantage of the mistake from Wosile. 27% of tires left. Yeah, there's almost like a gap, a lap of difference in terms of tire degradation between Fick. But although even with that, I think he can still make it as work as a 7-lapper. Maybe Wosile's trying to extend to an 8-1.
Yeah, and we also have Vinch off to a great start, but maybe it could be an 8-lap. But also we have this graph here, but we're gonna use that a bit later, and maybe even we could use that for the qualifier. This will be a bit better. But I think Quick, with a very smart strategy here, lost a bit of time though. Yeah, 3 seconds lost, so maybe he crashed as well. Wosa lost 4 seconds in that lap after Quick set the new best time, and also Dexter set a 106.96 in Division 2, by the way.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, seems like the performance of the top guys are starting to equalize out. Maybe we'll see Dexter moving up to Division 1 sooner.
He could not play last weekend.
Yeah, he could not play last weekend. Okay, that makes sense then. In the meantime, I'm currently following along with Vinch in the middle of the pack, battling against Berserker, who's going to be hitting the wall and facilitating the job for the Frenchman from Team Athletech, who's going to be now following Dazzle, who himself is following Lingo in P14. Everybody is kind of on offset strategies anyway. And yeah, currently Vinch sitting in P16 as yeah, Stoff's managing to get back up into the top 3 as he starts lap 14 now. Should be able to make it with ease. I mean, he's past Sector 1. He's got 16 liters of fuel, 14% of tires. Holo looking a bit spicy, though, in the fuel count. 7 liters. He's definitely going to have to do a bit more throttle management, a bit more fuel mapping, fuel consumption, shenanigans, dings booms to try and make it through to the end of the lap, or he's just going to try to make it coast through the entirety of the summit climb, although that's going to be a bit of a tall ordeal. Actually, 4 liters, yeah, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think he's going to make it, but still, it's a lot of...
That's a lot of effort for like a 7-lapper, yeah.
I mean...
Well, actually, did he do a 6-lapper before? Let me try to check the graph real quick. So, Holo... No, he was on the 7-lapper, so maybe he was just pushing a little bit too hard on this 7-lapper and had a few maybe lapses of judgment in some of the corners, leading him to slide more. Yeah, he's going to be saved. Like, there you go.
Okay, there he goes. Just before the pit stop, he gets the coasting. So he loses a bit of time, but not too much, actually. So
also,
it is actually
fine.
fine.
Also, on the pits finally. So yeah, at the end of lap 14, as was predicted. In the meantime, Serra, who managed to get a pretty solid offset, is going to be continuing on for maybe another 8-lapper. Or, no, actually, when I say that, actually 26% of tires, I'm guessing, or 27 when he actually entered the pit straight, so he can make it work towards lap 16. I'm just going to be keeping a close eye on him to see what his tires and fuel are like for the player from Brittany.
Yeah, but Sarah doing really good here, to be honest. Very, very good performance, and like 7 seconds out of Marius and Shorty, who were going for the same strategy. I think Marius is a bit more careful on his tires, as he said, 34%. But of course, they still have to go for one more lap. And there you go. That is the nose that I was talking about. Marius does not go for a slide on this turn there. And it's not too slow, actually. So great job there for Marius. Marius, good find. Losing, of course, a bit of time, but it's usually a bit better to go for a no slide. In this kind of sections, if you want to be more conservative with your tires, as we go into the next lap and the last lap for this stint. So they have to pit afterwards, and Shorty at 20% tires, 50 liters left, so he will make it into the next lap. Sin gets lapped here by Marius and Shorty and Xera. I mean, could he play a role for the win?
I'm thinking he can play an indirect role for the win with the. I'm thinking he's going to try to go for the traditional 4-stopper, doing 8-lap stints at each and every single time. He entered the lap with around 17 liters or 16 liters of fuel left and 14% left on the tires. So I think he should be okay, even with some moderate pushing. I say moderate with big air quotes. Because, yeah, there's still a couple of really big tire killers, such as the tire grinder. Decides to go for the no-slide route, actually, on this entire tire grinder. Restrains himself from initiating any kind of drift whatsoever in that corner. Then makes it through this particular section before heading onto Summit Climb for the final time in his stint. He's going to be pretty good on fuel. He's going to be good on tires. 5% left, even 4% left, I'm guessing, towards the entry to the pits. 7 liters of fuel left, 6 liters, I'm guessing, as he enters the pit lane right now. Actually, 6.9, nice.
Nice.
We head to the pit lane, 6.8, not so nice. There he goes, safely into the comfort and safe haven of the pit lane as he goes for a quick set of tires and a entire fuel fill-up.
Yeah, and then we have Lingo going for the Madman strat, the 9-lapper probably. But now the question is, how far behind is Xera? Because it's like 45 seconds the pit stop is costing him. So that's now the question. How much will he lose already? Because he's standing in there. Quick is now, like, he crossed the finish line now. And I think with that strategy, Xera could definitely take it home in that way. So look at that.
I definitely think he could catch up. Well,
17 seconds.
17 seconds, yeah. I mean, the
that
thing is how much
close.
How much is he going to be able to offset that for like every pit stop that he has to do, every pit stop in his stint? That's going to be the main area of interest there to see if Xera is going to be able to make it through in the top spot at the end of the day. In the meantime, just watching along with Lingo. My guy, it's going to be a little bit tight on fuel. You might need to back off. You might need to pull in your best, Felipe Massa 2009 Catalunya impression, something. But yeah, again, just like in the previous stint, he just crosses with 8 laps of fuel left. Well, 8 liters of fuel left. Wolfsal also looking a little bit slow compared to Quick. So, yeah.
A little bit slow, yeah. He just drives a 106.91 in this lap.
Well, okay, so I guess slow, big air quotes. I mean, I knew that he was doing a little bit of a... he did a
He's ahead again.
7 whilst I was following... when I was following Xera through his pit stop, so...
Yeah, I mean, I can get that, but I mean, Lingo's strategy, he's just trolling. Lingo just trolling here, you know, it's like the backwards drive, but Rose at this point 15 ahead of his PB right now. Okay, he lost a bit of time there, but still, that could be a banger of a time here from Wosal.
Non mais t'en as pas marre d'être aussi fort que ça, Johan? Non mais c'est pas possible ça.
Huh?
1.3, yeah, don't worry about it. He might understand if he watches the VOD. But yeah, Wosal just on an absolute blinder of a time, potentially dipping into the 106.7 realm, maybe. In the meantime, Lingo is basically once again coasting through the finish line, well, to the pit straight in the pit lane at the exit of turn 19, which is of course the corner after Summit Edge, actually just Summit Edge. Wosal, in the meantime, what's it going to be? Looks a little bit slow at the exit from that corner, but it's a point. Yeah, it lost a little bit there. And
now he crashes.
The wall on the outside in turn 1. The shame.
And Stufts takes it.
0.805. Wow, what a time from our very own Max Verstappen right there.
Boah, dude, what a time here from Stufts. Insane stuff there. Wosal hitting the wall and also Stufts coming closer. So what a great performance here from Supermax, right? From Stufts. So also he has been improving so much. But I mean, let's quickly talk about Xera again, because he was 17 seconds behind Quick. Yeah? 17 seconds. Let's say he loses 8.5 seconds on his strategy. Yeah, 8.5. Yeah. So that's then up until the end of the race, like 40-ish seconds. And if a pit stop takes 45 seconds, actually Xera has a chance to win this race.
I mean, with the amount of time that pit costs, 45 seconds. I feel like a 4-stopper could definitely be worth it compared to the more aggressive 5-stopper strategy that Quick is probably on at this point. So, this is going to be pretty interesting to see how Xera decides to play that car, because he's got a pretty... as I said, he's got a pretty solid chance of actually coming away with the big prize in this race. So, yeah, in the meantime, let's just stick on some of the other players that we haven't been following along too much. Danik V, currently sitting in 8th position at the moment, currently on his current stint, 30% tires left, 40 liters of fuel left, and he's done 2 7-lappers so far, so he might be looking at extending to make it, well, actually extending, that might be a bit of a stretch. He might be pitting at the end of lap 21, so he might be sticking to like just full-on 7-lapper and pitting at the end of lap 35, if my calculations are correct.
Yeah, this could be, but maybe also 34. We do not know, but he could go for a very quick stint there.
Oh, 6-lapper? Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Can you show the pit stop graph for Lingo? Surely I can do that, as we have the pit stop graph here. So
9
Lingo
and
goes
18. The only man to have done 9 lappers.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it does not really make sense for like a P24. It is.
Nah,
like,
it.
Yeah, and right now right now, I think the positions are also like very like. This could be the ending positions. I mean, Xera has to go for one last pit stops than the others, as well as Moda, Shorty, and Marius. They run on the same strategy, then Picking and then Dazzle as well. Lingo, kind of 3-hat strat for him, but maybe it will work out. But I don't know what the Mad Lad Canadian is doing. Also, such a nice guy he is. But I mean, 40 laps, so I do not know what he's doing. But quick Wolsal Hollow, doing really well, and then Stuft as well on 4th position right now, but there you can see it. And then we have Fegli going for the 6 stints at the start, 6, 12, and now for 19, but it did not really pay off for him that much.
Yeah, I'm actually basically just flicking through the drivers to see if I can find the perspective of Fegli. I might have missed him. Oh, that goes 37th actually at the moment for the man from the US, as Shum has retired from this race. From what we've seen, and yeah, Hollow currently, well, heading towards the end of his stint, 4.6% of tires left. Stuft is at 7% as well, so
it's so close
everybody
there as
from
well.
the top 5, top 6 is going to be making it through to the pit lane right now. Kvik, of course, leading by 3.4 seconds ahead of Wolsile. Stuft
it's so scary.
3.3%, 1.9% for Hollow. Yeah, he's gonna be making it basically once again on the carcass of the tire. Less than 1% remaining. 0.8, 0.7, 0.6. He's gonna make it.
Seraph as well.
Oh my goodness, Seraph as well. Oh my god. Everybody is just using the last bit of rubber, the last few centimeters or millimeters of tread left on the tires, as Xera, Mora, and Shorty make it through to 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Xera just going to try to continue extending. Also, Mora, so far we haven't been focusing that much on him in the second part of this race, but so far, so good for the Australian. Currently sitting with 38 liters of fuel left, 36%, actually 3% better off compared to Xera. And Shorty as well, not looking too bad. 38% of tires left, 31 liters of fuel remaining. And yeah, let's see where these are in terms of the strategies. They went for 8-lappers. Everybody in the top 5 is all basically working on the 8-lappers. And
top
I feel
8
like
even.
Those are going to be the top 5, yeah.
Top 8 even. Yeah, I think I also have the feeling that the more I see this race now and just how long this pit lane is, that Xera, Moda, and Shorty could be the top 3 of this race. And Marius maybe could be in there as well. I mean, it is 20 seconds of a gap between Wolsal and Xera right now, 21 seconds. Of course, they have to be a bit more careful on their tires, like just now, kind of, because they still have to go for this lap plus the next lap. So it is tricky to see that, and I do think that it will be a very exciting last 10 laps, because, you know, the offset is there right now. Like, Xera is at 2 stints, and the others are, like, just did their 3rd one. Yeah, but the offset is 1. The offset is 1, so that is like...
He's currently on his 3rd stint. He made 2 stops. He's going to be making his 3rd stop, due to lap 24. Although he's going to be having to manage a little bit more his tires, because he entered on 25% into lap 23 with terms of tires left. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful. Decides to go for the no slide line through the tire grinder, as we mentioned that. Mora and Shorty are a little bit better off in terms of tires. Shorty not looking too hot on fuel, though. 16 liters of fuel left for the German as we make our way through towards lap 24. that's going to be a bit of a squeaky bum time moment, or maybe just a quick call for the pits. Or actually, is he going to try to go for the lingo strat and just let it coast all the way through turn 19 and into the pit lane? We'll see. You'll see 13 liters of fuel left, even less than that, actually. We calculated it was 11.3. At the line, it will be 11.8 liters of fuel left for Shorty. He should be enough. Should be enough on the moderately quick lap. In the meantime, Serra heading into lap 24. 12%. Quick, boys. No effing way just happened. Quick deciding to basically turn up the heat a little bit and roast everybody in terms of outright lap pace. But yeah, Serra managing to save tires on the previous lap, managing to put in a tire setting performance that is that would make Sergio Perez a little bit proud, because he's very renowned in F1 for managing tires better than anybody else.
Yeah. So the 3 degrees feel very hot right now that are on this that we have on this track. So insane time there from Quick, 106.75. That is very nice. But yeah, well, Shorty, 3.4 liters, my guy. This is looking dire, but I think he will make it. But still, I think he will be coasting a little bit, because he has a little bit...
I don't think so.
Oh, no, actually it's fine. Yeah, too, it's fine.
I'm thinking 0.3 liters left when he stops.
Okay, let's see.
I'm thinking that. Okay, pit lane, Mutta, then Shorty.
Even more, right?
Slightly more, maybe 0.6. 0.6, I'm thinking at the end. There you go. He stops 0.6. There you go, right on the money.
Yeah, there you go. So that is how it goes. And let's see how far behind Xera will be behind Quick, as Dazzle gets a penalty, goes for the same strat as Mutta and the others, and Wosal with a 106.60. Dude, what is happening?
Jeepers, man.
And Dexter set a 106.59. So Div 2 time is a bit faster than Wosal's time. And I'm hyped to see Dexter in Div 1 next week. Really hyped about that.
This is going to be high, but yeah, that time from Wosal, jeepers! I didn't expect it to blow the 0.7s out of the water. That's we saw Quick drive literally 1 lap beforehand. In the meantime, we see a little bit of a stern talking to by Dazzle, who is not exactly happy with the 10-second penalty he had for being bopped for speeding in the pit lane. But I mean, just 1K too much, and that's it. You're basically gonna be done, Thor. And yeah, only a couple seconds lost by Xera, like 30 seconds away from the lead. I think he's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I do not see the second place going to Shorty here. I think it will be a close race, and of course then the tire consumption. Dude, I'm looking forward to the ending here already. It will be so good.
I think it's going to be a really great fight between Mutta and Shorty. I'm thinking Mutta is going to be edging him just ahead. This is going to be a very, very exciting race. Holy crap.
Yeah, and Maranche with a penalty here as well. I think this race will be coming all down to the wire, because, as you said, Mutta and Shorty right now very close to each other, and they have a similar tech or like strategy, whereas, I mean, Mutta has a bit more fuel, but you cannot really tell. Maybe Shorty did not go for that much into this one.
I mean,
this could be problematic, actually.
Not that much fuel. I mean, still 6 liters. It's like
that's
worth
a lot.
Half a lap of fuel. So
yeah, that's a lot.
That's still a little bit of a parameter to take into account. As next man to be heading into the pits very shortly is going to be Fegley, who's starting lap number 26 at the moment. And yeah, the top 31% of left, as they're heading towards the end of the lap right now. I'm guessing, yeah, they're going to be heading for like a 7-lapper. 27, 28 is going to be the top lap that they're going to be heading into, because otherwise, yeah, they're just going to be popping their tires left, right, and center. Actually, Quick made it through with 30% of fuel, well, 30% of tires left. Same for Wosal, around 28. So yeah, I'm still standing on my 28 lap pit stop, 12 laps to go, and yeah, it feels like basically the vice is starting to get a little bit tighter and tighter on the top 3's race, with the strategy call not really exactly being hit so far.
Yeah, so Stufts is that the Quick is 13 seconds ahead. Like, my guy did not do a mistake, so I do not know what happened, but why are they 11 seconds between second and first right now? Like, what is... But because, I mean, it was 4 seconds before the pit stop. Maybe
did he go for like a splash and dash? I haven't followed the pit stop from Quick. I doubt he went for a splash and dash. That would be silly to go for like a quick dash of fuel and just take a set of tires, essentially. That would basically be
your entire
race.
Still has 30 liters. I don't know.
30 liters left. I don't know. I really don't know how that happened. But maybe there was a little bit of a slow. Maybe it's all down to the approaches in the pit entry and pit exit from each of the driver. Maybe there's a little bit of variance there that could explain that. But I'm still not quite too sold on that idea. So yeah, it feels very, very weird to see that kind of gap between the top 2 drivers.
Yeah, and I think Quick, maybe it was just a good pit stop, maybe Wosa crashed or something like that, because with a crash you can really lose a lot of time, but we did not spot that as lap 28 is coming into play, and that means another pit stop here for Quick, Wosal and Stufz here by the looks of it as they go for 7 lappers all along. 6.7% of tires, this should be fine. Oh, as Quick goes so close there to the wall, but still, like, you play with fire every time, so you have to take every turn a bit more conservative. But Quick is looking sharp, losing a bit of time, of course, because he just has to drive safe. Hollow also with 4.4 liters of fuel left. Make it 3.9 liters now, but let's take a look onto the pit stop entry here from Quick, who jumps there a little bit. Oh my god, dude.
Ooh, okay, he cuts it a little bit close in terms of meeting the pit limiter line just below 130, I'll tell you what. And was full sending that pit entry. Same for Wosa, managing to make it through just fine, keeping it at 120 on the entry to the pit lane before putting in for his stop. Stufz also into the pit lane. Hollow, Speedy, Seraph are all going to be making their way through. Seraph with 4% of tires left. 1.6 for Stufz as he made it through to the pit lane. And Seraph is going to be inheriting the lead once again and continuing to extend his advantage. 51%, 50% of tires, 50 liters of fuel left. Pretty much bang on in terms of like the evenness of stats and capitals of fuel in tires. Yin and yang indeed. And yeah, that will probably equate to about 3 or 4 laps if he's a little bit careful with his tires. I'm thinking the 4 laps are going to be met easily. That means around lap 32 should be allowing him to meet his target of like basically 8 lap stints.
Yeah, lap 32 it should be, and 10 seconds between Quick and Xera. And Marius is getting overtaken very soon here by Quick, so now it's getting very interesting between just the battle here, because all players still have to go for one more stint, and Xera, of course, will lose a bit of time in the next couple of laps, because he will go for lap 32, as you said, and he's now at 40%, whereas Quick comes just fresh out of the box and has still 90% left, as Marius still holds on very well and does not get overtaken thus far, so he finds himself still on that 4th position. But I think we're gonna have a great fight between Xera and Quick in the end, but still quite big gaps also between 5th and 6th. Quick is ahead of Peking Enter already, and then Wosal overtakes Peking Enter just now, so there you go. And also you lose like 4 seconds like after you enter the lap again, because of the speed disadvantage that you've had.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's definitely going to be compounding your loss that you had from a pit lane. And yeah, Xera, I mean, I'm really thinking Xera's got it. I mean, still 10 seconds up before having to make his final stop, knowing that Quick also has to make one final stop. Although, if he's smart, I mean, he's probably looking at making it through, so let's see. I'm thinking lap 36 might be the last lap we see. Yeah, 28 might be going for an 8-lapper and just trying to go for a splash and dash at the end, or go for a... He's basically just going to try to put enough fuel for 4 or 5 fabs laps, just to try and cut down on his pit stop time. This is going to be the main counter-attack that Quick has.
Oh, yeah, true.
In terms of... Because, yeah,
he
remember...
goes for 34.
Because, yeah... He goes for lap 34 or 35, well, 34, 35, 36. Basically, the rate is going to be 4 liters per second. So 1 lap in about 3 seconds. So you can just spend 15 seconds in the pits in order to get enough fuel for 5 laps if you can be very careful. This can be just enough to prevent Quick from getting undercut in a sense by Xera on the pit strategy there. So it's not exactly quite that clear cut that we were saying, like, yeah, Xera's got it. Not so sure.
I think not, actually, no. that you say that.
I mean, that's true. I'm kind of sad I'm a bit of a dumbass for not having conjured up about this sooner, but true. You don't necessarily have to go for a full tank every single time. So, yeah, Xera does have to go for a fuel tank. He does not have any other choice. He's about to pit on the end of this next lap, and he has to make it on a full tank and a full set of tires, whereas the car from Quick will be spending less time in the pits and have a lot fresher rubber compared to Xera has. So I'm thinking Quick is going to have a very, very solid chance of basically shattering Xera's dreams in the last laps.
Yeah, and also look how much he came closer now because of his fresh tires. But I think what won it for me, he will not have bad tires throughout this whole race. He will pit stop at lap 34, probably not 35, because in this 35th lap he would be low on tires again, and you just want to be above that 30% mark. And look how much he catches up there. I mean, just 0.2 in this sector, and he can see his opponent now. So I think Quick could win another race, but the question is then what will happen to Wosal? Will Wosal also be able to overtake the one or another player, as he is already... Yeah, he's 11 seconds behind, but still, like, will this be enough? But let's see. Quick.
I'm thinking if Wosal and Quick are smart, they're both going to be having the same idea. Okay, just pit like one lap earlier than we're supposed to, and then fresh to the tire, splash and dash, just enough to make it through the end of the race and go. We should be able to reel Xera in easy peasy. As Xera, you can see he's basically just battling with the car at this point, with the car feeling not as planted, a lot looser than it was at the beginning of his stint. I mean,
2.9
tire degradation in a nutshell. 3.9% of tires left, and he's going to be around.
Oh, Quick!
2.9%. Quick, what happened?
Oh no, Quick! With an AC! No! What?
No!
No way!
Oh, no way! On a technical difficulty, on the connection dropouts.
Oh my god, the second heartbreak of the day.
That is gutting to see. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
I can't
god.
believe what I just seen.
Dude, I'm pissed.
I'm sad. I feel sad for Quick, honestly.
Oh. Robbed, yeah, robbed. I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like he lagged out, but that was such a quick lag out. Like,
that
no
was such
word
a quick
game
lag out
intended
as
though.
well. I wonder what happened. Yeah, this is indeed weird. And I guess I'm guessing now it's basically just gonna be meaning the victory is gonna be falling on Wosal's lap, because he's right on the same kind of strategy call that Quick was. So I'm guessing you were calling he's gonna be trying to stay below the very, very low, away from the very low tire percentage zone, like 5 or 6%. He's just going to try to pit at lap 34, splash and dash for the last 6 laps, and basically just secure the race win for himself.
Yeah.
What happened to Quick Claire? Apparently, what we saw, he lagged out at the exit of turn 19 before lap 33, but that was such a quick lag out that it was really, really weird.
It was really odd, yeah. Oh god, let's see. Quick join the server again. I'm not gonna chat.
Yeah, I don't think it's a wise idea to chat in the middle of the race anyway. So
it is definitely not.
That's I wouldn't blame him if he feels pissed, because I would be pissed as well if that happened to me in the middle of the race. I think we would all be pissed if that happened to us in the middle of the race anyway. So Wosal currently sitting on 25% of tires left, with the one sector done through lap 34. Yeah, he was doing so great, Claire. Exactly. He was doing a really great 5-stopper strategy, and I thought Xera could reel him in, but then I thought, wait a minute, splash and dash. You're not thinking about this since the beginning of the race. What happens in that case? So yeah, Wosal, I'm thinking he's got the exact same idea as Quick might have had. So let's see
if it works out.
Let's see. 17% of tires left pretty soon. There it is, making it way through Summit Climb with close to 6 to go, essentially. 27% of fuel left. Theoretically, like, if he wants to, he can go for another lap, but I don't think he's going to have this idea.
Will not.
There we go.
He should not go. He should not go for another lap.
I mean, 15% is going to be a bit of a hot time to manage through. Okay, let's see. He's got 26 liters in there. He should be pitting, let's see, 55, 60 liters. So
a bit more than that, actually. Like 60 liters should be.
66, 70 liters should be making it through safe.
Go now, also go. Okay, 76 liters. Okay, that is not too bad.
Safe side. He aired on the safe side a little bit, and look at where he's going to be coming out. He's right at the pit exit now. Sure, he's going to have a little bit of time to speed up, but he's not going to be that far off from Xera. Xera is definitely not coming away with the win on this one.
Yeah, I do not think so either. I mean, Xera is like 6 seconds ahead now. Let's say like that, because Wolsal also lost speed with that one in here. Maybe a little bit less. We cannot... Okay, it's 3 seconds between them, but Xera also has to drive more conservative in the next laps because his tires will be going down, and also he takes the turns a bit worse anyway. So Wolsal could win this race after a heartbreaking moment that we have seen from Quick. So I hope everything will be fine there, but I mean 69%. 68% of tires for Xera, and Wolsal can just fully blast through everything, and he will probably already catch up in this turn quite a bit. Let's take a look if this will be the case. Yeah, he will catch up 0.1, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, catching up 0.1. Yeah, basically, where you pointed it out, he's just going to be able to go full send over the course of 5 laps. He's just going to be able to put down 5 qualifying laps. That's all there is to it, really. Starting right now with lap 36 coming across the line. The gap is 2.5 between Xera and Wolsal. Heading into turn number 1 now. From the perspective of the man from Alternate Attacks, going all the way around to the outside wall, almost touching the wall on the outside, heading to Lakeside Drift. He manages to make it stick, but barely enough. He's going to be trying to match his own pace from the fastest lap of the race. So 0.602, as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen there from Wolsal. Through the first sector he goes, down to Radium Cave we go, and you can see already in the space of 1 sector, 3/10 caught up to Xera in the space of that just opening sequence of 20 seconds on the track, managing to make it through nice and easy through to Rocky Pass Speedway, the long sweeping, well, banking 90-degree left-hander heading into the tire grinder. Currently, Xera just trying to go so conservatively, cannot really afford to make any slide happen in that particular corner. Reminder, gap was 2.5 at the start of this lap. Already we're falling below the 2-second mark. 1.9 indeed. Sure, the lap is not going to be as fast as what the fastest lap from Wolsal was a little bit earlier on in the race, but still, it's going to be below the 107 mark, which is still nothing to scoff at in terms of race pace, as Tobas 96 is going to be getting lapped at the exit of that turn 19 and into the start-finish straight. The gap at the finish line, 1.7 seconds. Xera is going to be feeling the heat bearing down on him with 4 laps to go, counting this one.
And also Xera not with the best line there, losing a lot of speed. And look at that, Wolsal having green splits again, 200s ahead. He could set another fastest lap. But also Wolsal, one thing that I want to mention is he did mistakes in the past. So Wolsal crashed a lot, and also Marijntje, nice crash there, good job, crashing on the inside. So, you know, he's not really gaining too much time there, but he could lose the race by crashing into walls, and 43% tires for Xera left. So he's still in the lead, still having 3 laps to go, as Wolsal not getting the best lap here. I mean, this will still be a sub 107 time, but I do think that Xera is definitely feeling the heat right now. 1.2 seconds, but still that was a pretty good lap from Xera here, because he did not really lose too much time, but he will go into the danger zone very soon, and Wolsal will just catch up so much. They're shorty right now, ahead of Muda as well, as we have... I mean, I just do not want to get my eyes away from Wolsal, because he's the person to lose or win the race right now, and
I don't think either of us want to really take our basically our eyes and our gaze away from the comeback drive from Wolsal, because look at this, 1.0. That's it, just a single second between Xera and Wolsal with 3 to go, or 2 and a bit to go, I should say. Xera cannot really afford to continue pushing. 20% the gap of tire capital between Wolsal and Xera. Wolsal can just continue pushing it all out, and look at this. The car from Xera is going visibly bigger and bigger on the perspective of Wolsal right now. Vinch continuing to get lapped. They're trying to make their way through traffic at this point. Vinch basically going a little bit too wide there before hitting its summit climb. And look at the Wolsal getting so much closer. The gap has been slashed in half over the course of a single lap. And look at this. Is he going to try to go for the move onto turn number 19 into the start-finish straight? They're going to be going side by side towards the start-finish line with 2 to go into turn 1. Wolsal is going to be deposing Xera of the lead, and he's going to try to sprint away as hard as he can. Run away!
Yeah, so Wolsal in the lead now, and 23% of tires only for Xera. So now it's really where Wolsal would gain the time, and you can really see it there. Wolsal leads the race, and it's his race to lose. The question is, what can Xera do? Wolsal still did not win this race. The mistake can still happen. And he almost crashed into the wall there. So it is Wolsal right now. You know, being ahead, he has the tire advantage, but can he pull through as well? Only 1.5 laps to go.
Only 1.5 laps to go. Engine closer and closer to the final lap. And yeah, you're alone, facing yourself, facing your destiny, driving into a tunnel. It just feels like it just keeps on going and going and going, driving out of your consciousness. But it's not really any time to let off the pressure and try to tell yourself to slow down. That happened to a great man in Formula 1. That happened to a certain Ayrton Senna in the 1988 Monaco Grand Prix. He got told to slow down, and in the end ended up crashing out of the entry to the tunnel, gifting the win to Alain Prost as we head into the final lap of the race here on Rocky Pass. From the perspective of the leader, Wosal, 15 liters of fuel is more than enough to make it through safely to the finish line. 10 liters left for Xera. He's going to have to slow down a little bit if he wants to make it through the second place.
It will not be enough, I think.
Make it I think it will be enough, but he has to coast a little bit more than he would have liked to. In the meantime, I just can't take my eyes away from Mosal. Sure, he had fate played a little bit on his side with the very unfortunate technical demise of Quick that we seen earlier on during the race, but it should not take away the drive from him and the great strategy call towards the end of the race with that splash and dash on lap 34. The man from Alternative Attacks makes his way through Snow Valley and into Summit Climb for the final time here on Rocky Pass. 17% of tires left, 7 liters of fuel left. He will be going home and taking home his first win of the season here in Season 6 of TMFL, rounding out the final corner on Summit's Edge downhill. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight on Rocky Pass, Wosal is your winner in TMFL as we see Xera moving into the finish line. 0.1 liter of fuel left. Shorty will take a deserved podium spot. 0.4 ahead of Mara. Stufts completes the top 5, and Marius finishing in P6. It looks like, yes, Marius has done a really brilliant race, pecking into as well. 1.3 liters of fuel left. P7, P8 for Speedy, P9 for Funky Jug, and P10 for Seraph.
And also Shorty overtook Muda there. Of course, you guys were demanding the battle for thirds, but there were more important things to watch. Just Wosal, because the person who finishes first should be praised. And also Nurovsky here with lap 40 is out. Low fuel for him. That is very unfortunate. Then we have Fagley getting 15th. Nobody finishing on P16. Poletto on 17th. Hollow on P18. Shadow on 19th. Chadeni on P20. And there you go. All the other players. No, actually have not been lapped. Claudio still finishing. Jakar finishing as well as Niaruko. Wardrove. Nurovsky's out. And the others have been lapped. So they have already finished the race. So there you go. And yeah, Xera also coasting into the ending, losing a bit of time. 3.4 seconds it was in the end. So great performance from Wosal there. Still very heartbreaking moment there that happened to Quick.
Actually, there was a little bit of information that's a Quick chipped in at the end of the race, and it turns out it was a script error that caused him to lag out apparently from the race and retire. So this is very, very unfortunate stuff that we've seen from Quick indeed, as yeah, I mean, Wosal, really great performance from him, but also I think we should not take away the race from Xera, because he made that 4-stopper work no matter what. And it's impressive commitment on strategy calls.
Yeah, I think so as well. It was very, very good, the strategy, and I think it almost worked out for Xera and all the others. Maybe there was 1 or 2 things that could have been a bit better. Maybe also now the 0 liters at the end also lost him a little bit, but also Wosal, a wonky race for him. I mean, we spotted 1 mistake and another mistake has definitely happened. So Wosal taking home the perfect race, the fastest lap, the 125 points due to that, and also the 20 points for the qualifier win. So great job here from the alternate text player, but also very heartbreaking about Quick. I think there will be a solution coming up that he will maybe at least get half of the points or something like that. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
And yeah, there you go. Shorty getting 3rd with a strategy. Love to see it. Muda on 4th, ahead of Stufts. Then Marius on 6th, picking into Speedy, Funky Jog, and Seraph also with a good performance on that top 10 position. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Geek, for joining me as my co-caster. Also, guys, make sure to follow Geek. He's a good friend and also an insane caster, as you might have heard. And I think next week, yeah, it will be so messy. I'm not sure if we both will still be continue to stream or not.
I think there's going to be some pretty important stuff coming next weekend. So yeah, this is We'll figure it out. Basically, we're just alternating broadcasting duties from one race to another. So there might be some instances where I stream, some instances where he streams, some instances we both stream.
Yeah.
You'll be kept up to speed through our socials, of course, at LuckersTurbo and at TMG Geek on our respective socials on Twitter and well, on Instagram for me it's at TMG Geek, and even though I don't really communicate on Instagram, duh. But yeah, it's been a really great race to follow. I'm really glad that we're continuing the season of TMFL together. And yeah, thank you for being by my side as well. Yeah, here's to another great season of races here in TMFL. On my side, I'm gonna be probably taking the night off because I'm kind of taking voice is taking a toll with all the commentary that I did today. And yeah, just trying to get myself prepared for potentially my last few casts in French for the year? Question mark.
Oh,
so,
guys,
yeah, this is going to be interesting. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is going to be it from me as well. Much love, be kind, stay safe, and until next time, Godspeed, people. Have a good one, Kai and chat.
Thank you for joining, Tom. Oh, that was awesome. What a talented caster Geek really is. So you love to see that, and yeah, so there you go. Thank you very much, Geek, for joining. And I'm also ending it here, guys. So make sure to follow Geek. And there will be some stuff that is also coming up tomorrow. But I'm also going to end the stream now. Let's see who I can